a bit about that kind of starting point. What was your personal vision for how you would run the business? What kind of CEO did you want to be at that point?
Yeah, I mean, basically, when we started in January 19 with KATEK SE, we had a fully integrated, we had Steka, which was up and running, but still not in the best shape. We had the electronics daughter of Kathrein, with factories in Grassau in Bavaria and in Hungary, and we were just about to finalize the negotiations with Elektrotechnik Lauter. So I was the first employee of KATEK SE. So there was nobody, no CFO, no chief sales officer, absolutely nobody. And I mean, when I looked into the mechanics and how the industry worked, etc., I mean, I was very clear. My number two shouldn't be, the CFO, or shouldn't be, an assistant. I still don't have an assistant, by the way. I decided the number two employee of KATEK SE should be our global head of procurement, because that's
right.
absolutely crucial in our industry. And there was one very smart guy, very young Swiss guy, who sent me in his CV, because he read something about the foundation of KATEK SE, and he was working for one of our competitors. By the way, one of our competitors you already mentioned earlier in our pre-conversation. And he said, I love the idea of, let me say, change the industry in Europe.
Yeah.
I mean, I don't know where this is going to, but I want to be part of it. Yeah. And I had 2 talks with him, and then we hired Christoph. And Christoph is still our director of global procurement, and is now steering us through the rough
through the crisis. Yeah. He's working very hard at the moment.
Exactly, he's very hard and very successful. He's never giving up. He's never giving up. Exactly.
And when you looked at the industry at that very, very early point, and I guess you were looking at it from initially a European point of view, but you were looking at it globally as well and understanding what was going on. Did you say, there's not really anything there I want to emulate? We'll kind of start with a blank sheet of paper and design our business there? Or did you look at elements and say, I kind of like what these companies have done? Or, was it just tear up the rule book and start again?
Yeah. So, I mean, of course, I had a lot of conversations with other, let me say, CEOs also in our industry, not only Germans, Europeans, but also on a global basis. I tried to understand the dynamics. I, talked with a lot of top customers, and there, one of my beliefs from the very beginning was, we cannot just build another, like me say, Zollner or something like that. That doesn't make sense. I mean, of course, this could be successful, but then we would ever be, the second best Zollner. I mean, this could not be the vision. Yeah. Okay. That's, I mean, benchmarking is good, but only with benchmarking you're never becoming the best one.
Yeah.
So that's laying in the nature of it. So we decided to do this, in another way. So not to say we are becoming, even bigger Zollner, or we are becoming something like Siemens or whatever. We were saying, I mean, look. One of the reasons why our customers today, our legacy customers, are loving to work with us and our predecessor companies is that we are very fast, that we are very flexible, that we are close to the markets, that we can take even important and difficult decisions within one working day. I mean that the responsible managing directors who know the business and the industry they are in, that they are very approachable, that you can ring them, days and nights if you have a problem. Yeah. I mean, this is something like if you are serving the European Mittelstand, which is still with 90% our main customer focus, I mean, then you also act like Mittelstand, so that they think you are, you know, kind of the same animal.
Yes. Yeah.
So, so we said, let's do it this way, that we keep the entrepreneurial spirit of the entities, and then focus on very few key, let me say, capabilities and strategic elements which should be unified, or let me say aligned, you know, between the group members. And I was always saying, you know, as long as I'm the CEO of this company, the headquarters will never exceed 10 people.
Right.
Never. So, and we are at 7 right now. So I mean, we are doing more than 500 million of revenues, but in the headquarters we have you know, less than 10 people, and that's still the benchmark. Because this means, and that's, you know, back to your second question. That means that, I mean, I said we need people there for the key strategic pillars, which are not defining their ego based on the title, based on the org chart, and, you know, all this kind of people you find in the big companies. You need people who are motivated by getting things done together with others. And that's exactly what's happened. That's our chief sales officer. That's our chief procurement officer. That's Mark, who's leading operations. That's even our CFO. I mean, they are all people. They love to work with the operational people in the units, and they never forget that the operational responsibility and the P&L is within the units, within the entities.
And it remains
the reason why I would say 90% of the former managing directors, you know, of the companies we've been acquiring over the, you know, last couple of years, are still in the same position, or they are doing something else, maybe on group level. So because they feel comfortable here, because it's still entrepreneurial, and they are not just a number in a 7 hierarchical